Hey everyone, welcome to our grade 9 biology lesson. Today we are diving into a fascinating topic, the characteristics and the classification of living organisms. Have you ever wondered what makes something alive or how scientists are able to name and organize the millions of living things around us? Well, by the end of this lesson, you will not only have the answers, but you will also start seeing the world in a whole new way. Let's get started. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to identify the key features that all living organisms share, understand how scientists classify organisms through a system called taxonomy, explore the taxonomic hierarchy from broad groups like kingdoms to scientific species, and finally appreciate the incredible diversity of life on Earth with real examples. Let's explore what it truly means to be alive. So, what exactly makes something alive? Scientists have identified several key characteristics that all living things share. Let's break it down. Cellular organization. All living things are made of cells. Some, like bacteria, are unicellular, made of only one cell. Others, like humans or trees, are multicellular, made of many cells. Metabolism. All living things need energy to perform activities. Producers like plants make their own foods through photosynthesis. Consumers like humans and animals eat other organisms to get energy. A response to stimuli. Living things respond to the environment. For example, a sunflower turns toward the sunlight, grows and development. Organisms grow by increasing in size and developing complex structures. Reproduction. All living things can reproduce. This can be asexual, like bacteria splitting into two, or sexual, like animals giving birth or plants producing seeds. The other one, excretion. Just like you take out the trash at home, cells remove waste to stay healthy. Next to that, we have homeostasis. This means keeping internal conditions stable. For example, your body keeps your temperature steady even when it's cold outside. The other one is adaptation and evolution. Over generations, organisms develop traits that help them survive but better in the environment. Pretty cool, right? These characteristics are what define life itself. Now that we know what makes something alive, let's learn how scientists organize and classify living things. The science is called taxonomy. Taxonomy helps us organize the millions of species on Earth, understand the relationships between organisms, who is related to whom, study how life has evolved over time. Scientists who do this work are called taxonomists, and they carefully compares organisms, physical features, genetics, and behaviors to groups them. Taxonomy is based on a hierarchy from the broadest category to the most specific. Let's look at these levels. The first one is domain. This is the highest level. The second one is kingdom, large groups like Animalia or animals, Plantae or plants, and so on. The third one is phylum, which is groups of organisms based on major body plants. Then we have class, order, family, genus, and finally we have the species, the most specific level, which identifies a single type of organisms that can reproduce together. Examples: humans belong to the species Homo sapiens. This hierarchy helps scientists keep life organized. The three domains of life. All living things fall into one of three major domains. The first one is bacteria, which is simple single-celled organisms with no nucleus. The second one is archaea, also single-celled, but they live in extreme environments like hot springs and salt lakes. The third one is eukarya. These are complex organisms with cells that contain a nucleus. The domain includes plants, animals, fungi, and protists. These domains reflect the major difference in cell structure and genetics. Kingdom Monera. Kingdom Monera includes all prokaryotic organisms, that means non-nucleus. These are mainly bacteria and archaea. Characteristics, they are unicellular, they reproduce quickly, some make their own food while others get it from outside. Examples, E. coli, found in our intestines, methanogens, which lives in swamps and produce methane gas, and they may be small, but they play big role in ecosystem, especially in recycling nutrients. Kingdom Protista. Now let's move to the Protistas, a very diverse group. They are eukaryotic, meaning they have a nucleus. Some are unicellular, others multicellular. Autotrophs like algae make their own food. Heterotrophs like amoeba eat other organisms. Most live in water and play key roles in aquatic food chains. Examples, amoeba, which can change shape, and also Spirogyra, green algae often seen in ponds. Next up, the fungi. These organisms are heterotrophic. They get their food by absorbing nutrients from their surroundings. Here is the major characteristic. Their cells have walls made of chitin, and they reproduce using spores, and also they are decomposers, breaking down their matter. Examples include penicillium, used to make antibiotics. Yeast helps make bread rise. Plants are amazing organisms. They are autotrophs that make their own food using sunlight. Here are the major characteristics. They are multicellular with cellulose cell walls, and have chloroplast for photosynthesis, can reproduce sexually and asexually. Examples include trees like oak, ferns, and flowering plants like roses. They are the foundation of life on Earth, producing oxygen and food. Finally, the animal kingdom. Here are the major characteristics. They are multicellular and heterotrophic, meaning that they eat other organisms. No cell walls. Most have nervous systems, allowing movement and response. Examples include mammals like humans, birds, reptiles, insects, and many more. Animals are the most diverse kingdom with millions of species. Renowned taxonomists in Ethiopia. Let's take a moment to recognize some outstanding Ethiopian scientists who have contributed to the field of taxonomy. Dr. Masfin Taddasa, Professor Sabsebe Damiso, and Professor Ensarmu Galbesa are leaders in documenting and classifying Ethiopia's plant biodiversity. This research has helped protect endemic species and educate future generations. Want to identify an unknown organism? Try using a dichotomous key. It's like a decision tree made of questions. Each step gives you two choices. Based on your answer, you move to the next step until you find the organism's name. For example, if you are trying to identify a bird, the key may ask, does it have webbed feet? Yes or no. These keys are essential tools in biology and very fun to use. The Five Kingdom system, introduced by Robert Whittaker, is still widely used today. It includes Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae, Animalia. These systems help us understand the complexity and the relationship of life on Earth. Each kingdom is unique, but all organisms share the characteristics of life. Let's summarize what we have learned. All living things share key characteristics, from cellular organization to reproduction. Taxonomy helps us classify and understand the diversity of life. The five kingdom system and the three domains of life give us a clear picture of the relationship among organisms. Understanding this system allows us to better appreciate the living world and our place in it. Now it's your turn. How does classification help in your daily life? Can you think of how it's used in health, agriculture, and conservation? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more science content. See you in the next lesson.